Yeah, so you had some fun out at the airport today.
It was. It was a good
Um,
meeting.
I think I'm getting some notifications. So good meeting. So we will get through and talk about some of the stuff. I know we kind of did a marathon of lives last Monday. Um, we sat down with Craig and Andrew on Tuesday, and I don't think we've done much since then. So,
Hmm.
so guys, while y'all are jumping on, I think we're just going to go ahead and get started because, quite honestly, we're going to make this one kind of quick. If you do have questions, feel free to drop those questions in the comments, and we will. Um, let's see, I'm getting okay. Getting some notifications here. But drop any of the questions in the comments. We'll try and get to it as best we can. But we've got a list of some stuff to talk about. Real quick, first thing before we really get rolling, I want to emphasize and reiterate and a whole bunch of other synonyms. Um, Guys, Coosa River Keeper has never been part of our group. They are their own entity. They have been for years now and stand up and fight for the river. And we're not, I don't want to do the tit for tat thing, but it makes me really upset that somebody would try to discredit the work that they're doing. And I just want to leave it at that. Coosa River Keeper is for the river, period. Justin and her team have made that clear. And they have followed up on everything that they have been made aware of. They are doing a great job, and they are working hard to protect one of the main resources that we have in our area of Alabama. And so it it upsets me just a little bit. So they are not. We are loving and enjoying working with Justin as we have similar issues that we're addressing right now, and we'll talk some about the ADM hearing and all that kind of stuff. But please understand, Coosa River Keeper is not part of Advance Etowah. They have been here long, worrying about these things long, okay, and they will continue to do so, focused on the river. All right. I think I've
Well,
said.
and I wanted to say something. It takes, uh, there's anybody, the groups that are opposing this and the people that are opposing this, you're seeing it some in media and meetings and stuff, but we don't share all of it with you as well too. But uh, anybody that's on the opposition is has gotten is getting attacked in a lot of ways. We don't really talk about that. And so this is just another example of how a member that's trying to fight for this group in her way, in their way, is sort of gets sort of attacked. You're seeing choice getting attacked and others getting attacked, and we just don't need that. I mean, I think we need to not stifle people that have great information and expertise to bring to the table that we really need. And so I just admire the courage and the backbone that Coosa River Keepers and Justin's had to say, you're not gonna, she hadn't said that, but they're not going to run her off. She's for the river, and these kind of crazy allegations that she's anything else. I just admire the courage that she brings with her fight. I think that's pretty amazing.
So there's our shout out to Coosa River Keeper.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a list. There's a bunch of questions jumping in here, so I think we can hit one real quick. When is the airport authority supposed to answer John Floyd's
A
questions? Time
great
frame.
question. Um, John was going to follow up, I believe, with them after the meeting and talk to their counsel who was at the meeting to get a timetable on that. Whether John got that answer. Any of y'all know whether John got the answer to
He
that?
was going to talk to their attorney
That
today.
was Trent. Trent's here. Uh-huh.
A 7 day to have it back.
John was going to ask for a 7 day period to get it back. Okay, so John was going to ask for that. He had a great list of documents and questions he wanted answer. The chairman of the airport authority agreed. John asked him, "Do you agree to provide those to me?" And he answered yes. So hopefully, John's just a great writer and had some great things to say today.
All right. Well, guys, hit that share button real quick, and you want to jump into the list?
Yeah, so you updated a little about there were the Facebook Lives Monday, and you had some Facebook Lives on Tuesday. It's been a real busy week. I talked about it a little at the Airport Authority meeting today that in addition that a couple of other organizations had come out this week and adopted a resolution opposing the rendering plan, and the Tourism Board and the Chamber of Commerce Board have done that. So now we've got the Etowah Cherokee Board of Realtors. We have the Medical Society, that was all the physicians. Y'all remember Dr. Pirani and Dr. Douthit were here on behalf of them, and so they've adopted a formal resolution. We've got the city of Southside, and by the way, Dana Snyder, the mayor of Southside, was at the Airport Authority meeting today. I think she was the first one in the room, just about. She was glad to be there, and I know Joe Taylor would have been there, but he hasn't been feeling well. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but he hasn't.
He's okay. He's on the line.
He's on the line. I hope you're doing good, Mayor Taylor. He would have been there too if he could have been, but Rainbow City has adopted a resolution. The city of Asheville has, St. Clair County has, and Attala have. So I'm just kind of going through the Chamber and Tourism, kind of add those to the list of people who have done that. So that was eventful. We had a good group. The Advanced Etowah group met with Becky Norgren and Gil Isbell. We had talked about the fact, did this group, you've been inquiring about where they sort of stand and everything, and I'd let the group know that I was reaching out to them to have a meeting. And so it wasn't just, they met with, they went to the airport, walked around the airport, or the hangar area. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, hangars.
So the hangars. Yep. And so,
Evoke Aviation.
Evoke Aviation,
and,
exactly.
Jonathan's business out there.
It was great. We had a 2-hour meeting. It was a long meeting, and just shared.
Okay, so part of it was looking at cool airplanes.
It was.
So.
A lot of it was. Those were pretty cool. Like Jonathan's operations is pretty epic. And so they had a lot of questions. We shared a lot of information. We left feeling that they were opposed and that they were going to work with us. So I feel like that meeting, and I was just one of a group of people. They were very gracious about letting the whole group come and meet and chat. And so that I think went well. It's been an eventful week.
I think it's worth, out of that conversation, we definitely talked about, a lot of that discussion was about the bill that Andrew has put forth. But we all still had this conversation of, this is still like that's a hope. That's a fallback plan. This is still something that it is at the city level, that's at the county level, that can be, it can go away. Yeah. And so I think that, they recognize that, and obviously, it sounds like they'll go do what they need to do up there if that's necessary.
Well, keep in mind, February 2nd is when the session is going to convene. So there's a several week gap before the session even convenes. At the Airport Authority Day, part of what I asked for is do a resolution now to say you won't deed the property or convey it or do anything for this plant. We're still continuing to ask the city to do the same. So goodness, it would be great if between now and when they do convene on the 2nd, that locally we've already wound this thing up. That would be great. But it would be, still having that bill in place would be an important thing, because we don't want to be back here again. We don't want this to happen again. What Andrew Jones's bill is, it helps stop it coming to Etowah County at all. And so having that in place means that once this hopefully this does end, then we don't have to kind of worry and wonder and whether or not we're going to have to deal with this in 6 months or 12 months or 18 months.
And if you didn't watch it, if you haven't seen it, if you go back, we had a great discussion with Craig and Andrew, I thought, the other night, and we talked about how a bill becomes a law. The little civics lesson talked through exactly what that bill is. So if you want more information on that, if you're seeing this and you haven't gotten that, or you're new to the group, then probably the easiest place to find all that is over on the YouTube channel. If you don't want to dig through all of the content that everybody's posted in the group. But.
Yeah. So we've got, hopefully the airport authority, the council will take action, but we still want that local bill to pass to kind of take care of it now, and then anything in the future that may come along, get it all tidied up. So yeah, and then there was the airport authority meeting today. Jonathan put that on the live. That's on the page, and I think that went well. I appreciate the airport authority giving John Floyd and I the time in order to speak to them. They listened to what we have to say. They were very respectful to us. Sure would have liked them to make a motion to adopt the resolution today, but we didn't get that. But that doesn't mean that won't hopefully happen soon. That would be ideal. In the meantime, right? The council said it will be by Zoom until further notice due to COVID. I haven't heard that they're doing other than Zoom. So as far as I know, the meetings are going to be Zoom until they say otherwise. So right now we expect them to be by Zoom. So they've said, y'all heard it just as I'm not saying anything that you guys haven't heard as well too, that they're not going to vote on anything until after the ADM hearing on the 26th. Not sure why. Not sure what the magic reason is that we're waiting on that, because it's not a hearing. We've talked to this group a little bit about this before. Excuse me, that it's called an ADM hearing, but it really isn't. It's just it's a room where the speakers come in. It's not live streamed. There's not a audience. The ADM hearing officers come up and sit in a table, and one by one, the speakers are called into a room. Nobody gets to hear them. They don't ask you any questions, so it's not like it's some type of a thing like you normally see a hearing. I'm not sure, and really the public comment period doesn't end till February 11th, I think, anyway. So it's not like they're going to decide that night. No decision is going to be made that night. So we're not exactly sure why that is a magical date that they want to even wait for that to begin with. But I'm just telling you what you've all, just kind of repeating what we've all heard. I do want to talk a little bit about the ADM hearing too. It's at the downtown Civic Center. It's our understanding that no one will really be allowed in. Justin is trying to work on calling ADM to get some of the details, because she's going to be there to speak, and I'm working on that too, and hopefully we'll know more. But our understanding right now is there's really no opportunity for people to come in. That it's, like I said, it's gonna, the speakers can come in one by one. So so Choice Fabricators has been wonderfully kind to rent the Pittman Theater, which is right next door, so that we can have sort of I call it a watch party, but it's not, because there's nothing to watch because it's not live streamed. But the idea being inviting the speakers that talk at the ADM to the ADM people to come over to the Pittman next door after they're done and present their same speech to the group there. To clarify, not the people from ADM. You're talking about the people that are going and speaking before ADM. Yeah. Right. So if you're one of the speakers, and I think there's about 5 or 6 that I know that on our side that are coming, that if you go in and speak, then you would, one by one, that you would be invited to leave the ADM, the hearing officers, come next door, and then to the group, so that everyone knows what was said. Since it's not live streamed and you can't go in and see it, it's the opportunity for the group to understand what was said. Who said what, who was all there. They will. My understanding is ADM does post a video of it, but it's
could take
days for it
get
to
up.
happen. So. Mm-hmm.
So speaking of live streaming, I think the intention and we're working out the details in the plan. I think Jonathan will actually be live streaming the Pittman, so that as people come and talk and debrief and discuss it, then we'll be getting the information out as quickly as we can, and you'll have a chance to kind of hear what was said. I think that's still in the works, figuring out all the details, but that's the plan right now.
Right. The idea is, to invite, everybody, whoever comes to speak, because it's not just a one it's for transparency. I mean, this group wants to know, to be informed who said what. That doesn't mean that they'll come, but the idea is that whoever wants to come and say to this group what they said at the ADM hearing, so everyone's informed in what was said, we can understand it, be part of the process. That's what we're trying to do. So that's the idea.
All right. Mm-hmm. So that's ADM, and I think we will probably get together with Justin from Coosa River Keeper probably one more time before that, and just kind of have another discussion with her in some sort of live video format, and just get an update, because I know she really wants to manage. This is not her first rodeo by any stretch, and if you've gone back and seen some of the stuff she has shared some other ADM hearings, so she very much wants to manage, because it definitely does. It's kind of been given this appearance that it's hyping up.
Now we will want. I mean, luckily, because we'll have the space next door, we will want people in front of the downtown civic center where this is going on with signs, so that the hearing officers will maybe be able to see, but we can maybe rotate people, because we'll be in the actual Pittman next door, because it may be cold, it may be hard. So the convenience and the comfort of having a close by space in order to organize and to have a group, I think, is going to be really helpful. But we'll get more information on kind of what we want. So this is one of those things that it's a large place. I don't know if the Pittman is someplace, that you guys have been, but it's a big space, a big open space. And so there'll be plenty of room for us to spread out and masks and all that.
That's 6 o'clock on the 26th.
6 o'clock on the 26th.
Okay, so make plans. Obviously, appropriate COVID spacing and all that. I think there's plenty of room in the Pittman. So, okay. What else do we have?
I guess that's all I've got for now. It's been a busy week. We've kept everybody pretty up to speed until about, I think, Wednesday through today has been we wanted to update everybody on what's been going on. So
Kim Kidd and the great folks over at the Willow Tree, I've been talking with her, and fortunately I don't have exactly a lot of time to play with trying to get something put together, so she just took the ball and ran with it, and they're working on some shirts and hats that I think they're modeled after kind of the reject the rendering sign stuff. So I guess they can't pull the shirts off our back and throw them in the trash can. So those will be out. I think she's got to get stuff ordered, but we'll let everybody know. And I know that there were a lot of folks that spent money on getting all those signs and handing them out for free. We're going to sell the shirts because I don't want it's been shown, because I know, and thank you so much to those that have left money in different places and have donated. But I know everybody doesn't want all this financial burden to fall on a few shoulders, and that's been pretty cool to see. So shirts and hats, or whatever they're working on over there, we'll get more information out about those as soon as they're available. But I can't wait to wear my. We can't get you out of the power suits, so.
I don't know. I gotta figure something out because Kim will have something stylish and cool. We're talking about Kim kid. It'll still look good with heels. It'll be fine because it's Kim. Mm-hmm. Kim has style.
But yeah, and I think there's a few folks that have asked about giving money and all that. That I'm still working on getting all the digital stuff set up. So I apologize. I'm working on getting myself ready to head out for some Navy Reserve requirement time. So my time has even been more limited. So, but we're getting through it.
Michael will be leaving us next Saturday.
Yep.
So he'll be
just for a few weeks. So, yep. What else have we got?
I don't know. Anything else? I think we've covered it. I'm just trying to update everybody as we move into the weekend. Thank you, everybody. I know everybody in this group. It's just amazing to see, and I think I said this at the airport authority. I mean, without this group and the voices and the energy and the passion behind this group, that's what's moving the dial. That's what's doing it all.
That's, I mean, and that was a big part of the conversation we had Wednesday evening with Becky and Gil, and like we're anxious to move beyond this rendering plant and start doing some great things in this county. So
it's almost so passionate and so energized. It's frustrating sometimes to see that people who may not support this group or try to marginalize it and say that it's just a couple of people or it's just a hired gun attorney that you've got talking for you. It's this group. Without this group and these 8,400 plus people, I mean, that's who is this movement. And to not recognize that and the power behind this group, I think is a mistake, and I think it's a short-sighted thing. And I feel confident that this group is going to make sure that their voices are heard as it relates to this rendering plan and going forth to do other things. So, I'm excited to see what you guys are going to do.
So, Mayor Taylor, how do you feel about tourism? I guess I think that he's asking, how do we feel about tourism and their resolution? I think that's what you're asking. I don't know if you jumped in after we talked about tourism and the chamber. Both have now got a formal resolution that they are opposed to the rendering plan. So you can for sure bet that we'll be talking with Hugh Stump from tourism and letting him share his thoughts. I know he has done a great deal for our tourism, raising tourism industry around here, and has got a lot of passion for that and a lot of great ideas. So I'm anxious to sit down and talk with him for sure. So any other thoughts on that? Okay. Jonathan, am I missing any? Somebody asked, are they paid board members by the city? I'm not sure. Most of the boards I think that are involved with this, most of them are paid in some way, right?
The airport,
some kind of compensation.
Yep.
I think the airport authority gets. It's in one of the records I've posted a while back on this. I'll pull that back out. It's very nominal.
It's something like $120 or something a meeting or something like that. Yeah, and then a free lunch.
It is a little bit of pay, and I'll see if I can go back and post or find something that I think I posted weeks ago about that when that question came.
All right. Has Hoax Bluff or Glencoe signed a resolution?
That's a great question. When I was listing all the resolutions today with Airport Authority, I wish I had that answer myself. I had not heard that they had, and everybody I asked had not heard about it either. So if anybody from Hoax Bluff or Glencoe has any information about that, that would be super helpful.
I'm just seeing some people asking if the airport authority gave any indication as to when they might make a resolution, but I don't think there was anything indicated, correct?
No, after I spoke, they adjourned. Yeah. So I didn't get, and I haven't spoken, obviously to any of them. So no.
All right. Well, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up. It has been a long, I'd say, fairly productive week. It would be nice if the length and productivity were spent on other things, and I know that's a continuing frustration as you read through the comments, and I know everybody's starting to feel that way. So I guess at the very least, we're waiting until after the 8M hearing is probably the next chance to might actually get some resolution on this.
I've ceased trying to predict what happens week to week. I think everyone just needs to stay current on the page, and we'll post as new developments occur, which seem to happen constantly. So that's what we've been told, but we'll just keep pushing as hard as we can and fighting as hard as we can to get this over as soon as we can. I think there was who posted that really cool article about the Tyson plant that city fought off this morning. There was somebody posted a really great article. I've read so much about rendering plants today. I'm blanking. But it was,
might have been my parents.
it was eerie how similar, we've talked about Mason City fighting it and it going to Eagle Grove. There was this other city that had fought it off. It was a Tyson plant. And when you read about what the Tyson people were saying, it was once again just so similar. And we were talking about how there must be some playbook out there. But y'all see if you can find that art. I think that was interesting, and how the opposition rose so quickly, and there were, it went from 0 to thousands of people, just like here, overnight, and it was an organic, sort of spontaneous thing, and that how the county, in that case, it was the county rather than the city that they were having to fight, and the county eventually did vote the thing down. And they were talking about how, this is where the point I'm getting to, I promise there's a point, and they
read that.
That's a good point.
That's
a good point.
That we posted that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it'll reconnect.
Still off.
It looks like
We're off.
Did you lose? I'm retrying. Houston, we have a problem. That's correct. I'm back up. You should start seeing me again here shortly. We're back on. Sorry, guys.
there you go.
Apparently, Friday nights they throw your internet around here at your office. I guess y'all don't work late on Friday night. Y'all don't work late at all around here.
We're here all the time. People that drive by the office, my office is on the corner of Broad and Court Street, so it's two levels. Like you drive and you see lights on that second where there's somebody, I feel like they're always here. But Trent made a really good point while we were popped off. Another good article to read is the editorial that's in. Is it posted on our Facebook page too?
It's not, but I think we're gonna post it today. But it's letter to the editor.
The letter to the editor, Gene.
CD processed in
Gene Smith. It was a great letter to the editor. And we're trying to figure out who Gene Smith is. If you're Gene Smith,
if you
know Gene Smith,
if you know Gene Smith, I could not find her anywhere in the group, but she needs to be writing.
She is the bomb.
A thought of the day.
Yeah.
She's our hero of the day.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a really well written letter to the editor that just nails it. And so we were trying to figure out who Jean was. So if you can post that to the Facebook page, well, let's do that, and you can and if you know Jean, tell her that we love her. So.
Well, before we lose internet again,
Okay.
we're gonna get out of here and go home and work some more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that your MO?
That's right.
All right.
Good night, everybody. Have a great
Good night.
weekend. Mm-hmm.
Good night. We'll probably be doing something Monday. Not 100% sure yet, but we'll